Hey, it's Melody Kantner. Today I wanted to talk to you about emotional freedom technique, EFT as it's more commonly called. EFT is something that you can use to help clear blocks and fears that are things that are affecting your business. It's based on principles similar to acupressure and acupuncture, but with EFT you're actually tapping on the meridian points. And there are several points in the face and in other places, and I'll have some charts that you can look at when you're actually getting down to using the technique. But with some of these negative things that are negative feelings that we have, they actually say that negative emotions cause disruptions in our body's energy field, and it can actually cause block and really make you have a slowdown in the progress of your business or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. So EFT is a wonderful tool to release those things. So what you do with EFT when you're doing it is you're going to be thinking about and focusing on and trying to kind of get as close to the feeling or bring up the feeling, the negative feeling that you have about an issue. For example, if you are afraid of calling people on the telephone, you can think about that and the idea of making a phone call and then start doing your tapping. And so you start on the karate chop point, which is right here, and you tap there, and you're going to do a setup phrase. In the setup phrase, you'll do it generally about 3 times through, saying something like this: even though I'm afraid to call on people on the phone, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid to make these phone calls, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid if I call them they're going to reject me, but I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And you could actually go on if you've got more reasons than that, because it doesn't have to be 3. You could say more. You could say, even though, I feel like, what if I say something stupid, or what if I forget what I'm going to say? What if I sound like an idiot? You can go on and on tapping with whatever the thing is, the specific thing that you feel, whatever is negative about making that phone call that you're experiencing. And then you just can tap it at least 3 times on this karate chop point for your setup phrase. Then when you get to the points that you're going to go and tap, you start here on this eyebrow point, and you're going to say, I'm afraid to call people on the phone. Afraid to do the follow-up. It makes me really nervous. You can just, one of my favorite techniques is tap while you gripe. You just tap, and whatever it is, you just unload. You talk, and you tap. Anything that's related to the issue until you let every little thing out about it. This is my favorite way. Some people will go through and after they do the karate chop point, they'll say, I'm afraid to call on the phone. 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 Or afraid to do the follow-up or whatever. And they keep doing that over and over. And you can do that too. And I do that sometimes. I'll run through once through just tapping the one issue. Maybe if it's on the phone, I'm afraid to call on the phone and tap through all the points. But then I like to tap while you gripe. So I'm going to unload all that I feel that's negative about the issue. And while I am talking, I'm tapping. And I'm going to be tapping all the points over and over and over until I have unloaded it all. Anything I feel negative, I'm just going to say anything, and sometimes I'm saying unpleasant things about what I'm feeling about making those phone calls or whatever it is. Then, once you get done with that, you can take that and turn it to a positive and say some good things. Make affirmations that are good about things like, I love calling people. I'm starting to love it. I'm starting to think that these are new friends I'm going to be making. These are people who need my help. These are people who want freedom in their business. These are people who want, you can even tap fingertip points here, but just unload or just keep saying it, whatever it is that you want to say about it. And whatever, when you get into the positive part, start saying whatever's positive. What's good about making these phone calls? These are people who, they're suffering from the economy too. They need a business. We have a great business. Look at the freedom I have from my business that I have built. You can just keep doing anything you want, tapping in any way you want until you feel it. It doesn't take very long. Sometimes it can be a very short session. There are times when I have big issues that I'm like, especially if I'm really mad about something that happened, I might have to tap several times. But it really is a wonderful tool to release negative things and reinforce with positive affirmations, tapping in the good after you tap and release. So EFT is a powerful tool that you should be using. It's free to tap on yourself, so my suggestion is tap away. You can't lose anything, and what if it works for you?